Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition and the scenario Rising Tide, where we're just about to start episode 14. Not aware of any problems from last episode, so let's get straight into the investigator phase. And here we are at the investigator phase. Who's going to go first? Well, I think we will have Joe go first. So for his first action, he is going to explore this door. A neat stone walk leads up to a well-kept house. Are we going to knock or are we going to sneak into the house? Let's just sneak into the house. Let's set the cat amongst the pigeons. Try to ease open the door gently and slip into the house without a sound. Agility, that's good, because his agility is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just move this across. And that's a rubbish roll. We got 2 because we're going to spend a clue. I have a feeling that 2 won't be enough. I would have preferred more. 1, 2. The door opens and you enter the house before anyone can notice that you do not belong. Oh, we got away with it. Excellent. Continue. Ooh, it's a big one. Inside you find a cosy entrance hall, thankfully empty of any occupants. Discard this explore token and place the interior hall tile as indicated. Right, I'll dig that out, won't be a moment. And there we are. So let's continue. An open door reveals a small bedroom dominated by a large armoire. Place a search token as indicated. There we are. Next. A closed door leads off from the hall. Place an explore token as indicated. Several of the shelves in the hall could be used to barricade the door should the need arise. Place a barricade as indicated. Let me dig one out. There we go. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Continue. Okay. So we've moved in there. There's not a great deal we can actually do from here. So it's a question of, do we go into the small bedroom and have a nosy? Or do we go towards this other bedroom? Is it a bedroom? Yes, there's another bedroom there at the back. Have we got... Well, even if we spend this on movement, which we're going to have to do, I think what we will do is... Yes, we'll have a look in this back room. So, we'll go there. And yes, that is it for Joe. So, next up is Harvey. And here's Harvey. What is he going to do? Now, we could move 2, then search here. But you know what, let's go in and chat to this maid. And another thing I think, you know, where I could have done better during this game is, really I should have been concentrating on stuff like, you know, things like this where there's like notes and letters and stuff like that. So let's check this out. Let's just check. I believe it's like notes and stuff. Papers. It looks like somebody tore a journal apart and left the pages behind. That's got to be worth looking at, hasn't it? So, Harvey will move. He'll just move 1. And I think he'll try and look at these papers. Even though the maid's watching. Let's go for it. Search. Right. Take that away. You try to surreptitiously gather the pages while the maid dusts a table. Agility. Not his best stat. Agility is 2. But he is still focused, remember, and he does have a single clue. So let's move this over here. Come on, Harv. He got a success. That'll have to do. You successfully collect the papers without drawing the maid's attention. Gain the old journal unique item. Let's dig that out. Oh, it's a unique item. Hang on. Old journal. Right. Let's have a look at the old journal then. So there it is. Evidence. This journal entry in the culprit's own handwriting is practically a confession. Yes! Fancy leaving it on the hall table. Right, so we'll give that to Harvey. Along with his other stuff. We get rid of the search token. The investigator holding the old journal can read it by interacting with it in the app. So let's just continue. So we've still got a movement point because we moved one. So I'm thinking let's move outside again. Then we'll interact with it in the app. Here's the old journal. These pages appear to have been ripped from a journal. You can attempt to put the pages back together by using law as an action. Well, we can't do that because we're out of actions. What is the betting that we will not get another investigator phase? Okay, right, so that's the end of the investigator phase. So let's see if we get another one. And we can only find that out by ending this one and starting the Mythos phase. Your investigation has gone on too long, dun dun dun, and your strength is now ebbing. Each investigator flips 2 damage face up. The only person who's got damage is actually Joe, and he's only got 1. A demoralising injury. The pain makes you weak. You are not sure how you can continue. Resolve immediately. Suffer 1 additional face down horror, then flip this card face down. He's now down to 1 sanity. Let's get... He's got to pick one of these, have it face down. He's got 5 sanity damage now, out of 6. So he's hanging on by a thread. But that is it. And we do get another investigation phase, but there's not much longer to go, I don't think. Right, I'll go and upload this, and then we can see if we can get to some sort of denouement. And here we are at the investigator phase. Who is going to go first? Well, Harvey's going to go first because we want to use an action to read that old journal. Let's find out who this confession is off, if indeed it is a confession. These pages appear to have been ripped from a journal. You can attempt to put the pages back together by using law as an action. We will attempt. Is it going to be a bloody puzzle? Ah! Right, let's zoom in if I'm going to do the puzzle. Won't be a second. Okay, here we are. So we've got 4 law. It does seem quite straightforward. So let's do 1, 2, and like that's going to be across here. So I think 1, 2, then so we've done total moves 4. We're going to go again because we've got another action. So think these two go up. But it's still like those are going to come down, aren't they? But those two need to go across. Oh, this is what I hate about this sort of thing. I know where it should go. It's the quickest way to do it. So that's two. So those three are in the correct position. These sort of two have got to come up, and that's got to go around. So we've only got one more go. So we'll start moving that down here. Because these two have got to go down here, that's got to go across, and these two have got to go up. I think. Right, anyway, that's as far as we could get. So we'd need another investigator phase. Damn it! Okay, right, so we've got to close it there. Okay, that is that. And that is it for Harv. Next up is Joe Diamond. And here we are with Joe. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to read the medical textbook, which means he can get rid of 1 damage. And he's getting rid of this damage because if we have to flick it again, he will go insane. So he's got rid of that. Shuffle that back in the deck. And next up, that was his first action. Next up, he's going to explore this room. And he'll probably get some horror and go insane anyway. But the door leads to another bedroom in the house. Explore. Take away that token. Inside you find a bedroom with women's clothing strewn about it. Painting supplies and perfume bottles clutter most of the shelves. She's MM. Athera. A half-open drawer on the side table catches your attention. Place a search token as indicated. There we are. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Thank you so much. And we will do that. Get rid of the explore token. Right, will we have enough time? That is the end of the investigator phase. So next up, it will be the Mythos phase. Right, so we've zoomed in a bit for the Mythos phase. So confirm the end of the investigator phase. And it's the laugh and chuckle phase. The last day before the ritual is swiftly drawing to a close. You should take the time given to you to review your evidence for a difficult task ahead of you. Here in Innsmouth you have sought 2 cultists and the site of their heinous ritual, and tomorrow you will put your knowledge to the test. Oh right, we've got another day. I thought this would be it. Night is coming. You will not be able to conduct your investigation in the dark. It might be wise to review any evidence you have gathered during the day. No immediate effect. The sky above flashes and splits open. This Mythos event affects the investigator in an outdoor space with the highest health. Oh dear. Perhaps we should have kept Harvey in the parlour. We've got to resolve the event. With a shattering crash, a bolt of lightning streaks to earth and strikes you. Blimey! Suffer 4 face down damage. Strength negates. Well, at least he's still focused. He's got Flesh Ward. But 4 face down damage. Oh, that's horrendous. Right. His strength is 3. So 1, 2, 3. We need a good roll now. Go on, Harvey. You can do it, son. Well, he got 1 success, and he is obviously going to spend his last remaining clue to get 2 successes. So he gets 2 face down damage, unfortunately. That was nasty. So 2 face down damage, 1, 2. And there's something else there, isn't there? You and each other investigator within range becomes dazed. Well, Joe's okay. Then each other investigator in your space suffers 1 face down damage. Nobody else in his space, so he just becomes dazed. Let me dig that out. Don't have to shuffle these, they're all the same. So, dazed. You cannot spend clues to convert dice results or perform additional puzzle steps. Well, we're not going to anyway because we're out of clues. At the end of your turn, discard this card. Okay. Let's continue. The Mythos event affects the Oh, right. We've got another... I haven't pressed it twice, have I? No. Oh, must be 2. This Mythos event affects the investigator of your choice in the small bedroom 1, small bedroom 2, or interior hall. Well, it's Joe. Got to resolve the effect. So, they're really piling on the Mythos events for us. You hear someone puttering about deeper in the house. By the feminine humming, you assume it to be a woman, Athera. The humming pauses. A voice calls out, "Is someone there?" Shall we say, "Hello, your door was open," or say nothing? Oh, choices, choices, choices. Don't say anything. We don't trust her. So that's it. And we get another investigator phase. Okay, I'll go and upload this and then we'll see what will happen in our final investigator phase of this episode. And here we are back at the investigator phase. Who's going to go first? Well, Harvey's going to go first. We've got to try and solve this puzzle. He is dazed, but that just means we cannot spend clue tokens. He's still got 4 law. So let me set that up. Won't be a second. Right, here we are. So that attempt, that's going to cost us 1 of these. And we've got 4 goes. Right, can I remember what I was going to do? Right, so I think it's going to go there, and it's going to go there. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4. And we're going to spend our final action to just move it down 1 more. Awesome. Reading over the pages, you think you can tell when one ends and the next begins. You look over the first few entries and find that the writer appears to be a fellow visitor to Innsmouth. Could it be Bobby Foster? The journal spends some time detailing the first impressions of the architecture and people of the town. A few pages in, you find what appears to be research notes. They detail the Marsh family tree. Interesting. There is a long section break after the Marsh family tree. When the writing resumes, it is much messier, as if written in a fit of great emotion. Read. Now read is another action, and we're out of actions. So, can't do anything. Oh! We cannot do anything, and Joe can't get there either to sort of like trade for the book and then read it. So, I think we've had it. Oh, that is just so annoying. So, cancel. But we know where we're up to. Okay, nothing for it but to get back to Joe, unfortunately. And here we are back with Joe. So what he's got to do is quickly have a rifle through this search token here. So there we go. Not much else he can do, really. The bedside table has a framed photograph of a young Gilman with her parents. Underneath the photo, a half-open drawer catches your attention. And obviously we're searching, so there we go. You find something rather unusual for a young woman's bedside table. Gain the ritual dagger, common item. Then discard this search token. Oh dear. Let's get the ritual dagger. Is it it's a common item. So something else for the hardware store. Let's have a read. So obviously it's a bladed weapon, does 1 damage. Roll 1 additional die when casting a spell. So a ritual dagger, eh? Let's put that with the rest of his stuff. We've discarded the token. Now he's got 1 action left. He's going to start heading on out, I think. So he's going to go 1, 2. Unfortunately can't quite get out of the house. I wanted to get out because I have a feeling that Athera is going to turn up and say, "What are you doing in my house?" But that is it for the investigator phase. We have been so close. I just wanted to be able to read that journal. And now, so we weren't able to actually do it. If we'd actually had a look at these notes, you know, virtually straight away, we'd have that by now, instead of going into the bloody conservatory. But that's the way these things go, isn't it? Okay, so that is it for the investigator phase. Next up, it's the Mythos phase. And let's end the investigator phase. The laugh and chuckle phase. You return to the Gilman house to review your evidence. Clear the board. You stay up late into the night discussing possibilities, each more terrible than the last. Each investigator flips all his or her horror face up. An investigator that is not on the board cannot drop possessions. This is going to take a while because we have a lot of horror to flip face up. So it may be we're not even going to survive the night. Okay, I will sort out the board and then we'll come back and I'll try and sort out some way that we're going to do this. Won't be a moment. One thing is, we cannot drop anything. Oh, and the word there is possessions. So possessions does include spells. Spells are possessions. Okay, I think this is the best way to do it. This is hard. We'll do him first. He's been pretty much the first player. What I forgot to do is, obviously, we had to get rid of Dazed. It was the end of his turn, so we could get rid of that. So that goes back. Now we've got to do all this flipping of these. Fortunately, he's only got 5. So, because we're flipping them all, we may as well just do them in order. So the first one is Steely Resolve. Oh yes, we had to turn this back face down, if you remember. You swallow your fear and take a deep breath. Resolve immediately, become focused, then flip this card face down. Well, he's already focused, so that's fine. So we've done that one. Next one is a Shrieking Fit. You scream and scream and scream. I bet Pencil Paulie's laughing now. I scream and scream and scream and scream. You know who that is, don't you, Pencil Paulie? And then you cry and then giggle and then hiccup. Resolve immediately. Become restrained, then discard this card. So we discarded the card. Restrained is another one which is always the same. So we'll just pick one. You cannot move voluntarily. At the end of your turn, discard this card. So he can't move. So we'll put that with focus there. But at least we got rid of it. So that can be shuffled back into the deck. Next, Weak-willed. You feel something sinister take root within your mind. Resolve immediately. Become mesmerised, then flip this card face down. So, mesmerised. We've had this before. And these do have different backs on them. So we will have to shuffle these. It's not looking good, is it? Right, so there we go. And we'll take the one off the back. So he is mesmerised as well. And this one, Hysteria. You scream and scream and scream again. You slap yourself as hard as you can, hoping to break the cycle. Resolve immediately. Flip one damage face up, then flip this card face down. That card's going face down. He's got 2 of these. So he's going to have to flip one of these face up. Choose this one. Oh, not a broken arm again. Your arm is useless and every movement sends needles of pain down your side. Keep face up. If you ever have more than 2 items, drop all but 2 of your items. Remember, we cannot drop anything. Yep, we are not on the board. So we got lucky there. Just to reiterate that. There it says, an investigator that is not on the board cannot drop possessions. But we'll probably have to drop them as soon as we start the next turn. So that's a downer. Okay, but he does have Flesh Ward, so hopefully we can get rid of that. We do get to choose, I think. Yeah, it just says discard 1 damage. I think we can choose, so obviously he will discard that. Right, last. We haven't got rid of many of these. Panic. Scrambling backward, you fall over and hurt yourself. The pain brings you back into focus. Resolve immediately. Suffer 1 additional face down damage, then flip this card face down. Wow, we managed to get rid of 1. That was rubbish. That was rubbish, and we get an additional face down damage. So we've got 3 of these now. Whoop. That's bad. Right, so let's do a cut. And that's the one he gets. Okay. So I think that is it for Harv. Oh, he's in a bad way. He is in a bad way, he's Harvey. Yeah, he's mesmerised, he's restrained, he can't move anywhere. He's going to drop all his stuff, I think, start of next turn. Apart from 2 things. Obviously, he's going to keep Flesh Ward, because he's going to use that to get rid of his broken arm. So, yeah, downer. Right, oh, that is it for Harvey. Next up, oh yes, it's good old Joe. And here we are with Joe. Right, welcome to Joe's hardware store. It's got an axe, brass knuckles, broken bottle, kerosene lantern, lucky rabbit's foot, medical textbook, a wrench, an elder ward, and the ritual dagger. Oh, and he'd have more than that if he hadn't given some stuff to Harvey. Right, anyway, let's get on with flipping these over. Let's have a look. So, first one, minor shock. Ah, your heart races and your breath catches in your throat. Resolve immediately. No additional effect. Flip this card face down. Fantastic. Next one. Startled. You stagger backward in alarm. Resolve immediately. No effect. Discard this card. Woo! Next. Kleptomania. You do not understand why you need to keep stealing things, but you cannot help yourself. Keep face up. Whenever you end your turn in a space with another investigator, take 1 item at random from another investigator in your space. Right, we'll keep that face up. Next. Minor shock. How lucky has Joe been? Poor old Harvey. Oh. Ah, your heart races and your breath catches in your throat. Resolve immediately, no additional effect. So it's exactly the same as that one. And finally, another minor shock. So, he's been a private eye. It takes quite a lot. Okay, it takes quite a lot to shock old Joe. So, at least he did manage to get rid of 1 of them. So, it was dead easy for Joe, wasn't it? It's poor old Harvey that's hanging tough and having to deal with all the bad stuff. Right, okay. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll just review our evidence and we'll set it up for next turn. And then I'm thoroughly expecting it's not good. Well, it might be a full day, mightn't it? So perhaps it will be a couple of more episodes. Right, oh, won't be a second. Okay, let's carry on. Using the knowledge you have gathered during your investigation, you must decide the best way to prevent the ritual. You can either follow a suspected cultist or go directly to the ritual's location. If you follow a suspect A cultist could not help but lead you to the ritual site. If you go straight to a location, a cultist who has figured out your true mission in Innsmouth might have changed his or her plans. What do you choose? Oh. We'll follow a suspected cultist. I think the ritual location's in the docks, but they might, you know, they might change the plans. So you must determine which of your suspects you plan on following today. If you choose correctly, they will surely lead you to the ritual site. We follow Zadok, no he's fine. Detective Blake, maybe. Bobby Foster, maybe. Follow another suspect. Athera, Joyce, Sylvia Marsh. We've just said Sylvia Marsh is guilty from the beginning. So if we've been wrong from the beginning, we've been wrong from the beginning. Let's just do it. Follow Sylvia. You have chosen to follow Sylvia Marsh. Is this correct? Yes. You follow your suspect through the decrepit streets of Innsmouth. The fog helps to conceal your presence, but also hides your target from time to time. After spending most of the day observing nothing more exciting than a trip to the grocery store, you dread you have made a terrible mistake. Persevering, you continue your work and find yourself coming to Innsmouth's downtown. No, we've got the wrong person. Place a storefront, street corner 3 and alley 1 tiles as indicated. The shelves and cases in this shop could be used to barricade the door should the need arise. Place a barricade as indicated. Place a street 2 tile and a door as indicated. Place the billiards room tile as indicated. Where's this billiards room come from? Continue. Place the library tile and a wall as indicated. Place a study tile as indicated. Place the alley 2 tile as indicated. Place the office tile as indicated. We followed the wrong person, haven't we? Place a warehouse tile as indicated. Some of these boxes could be used to barricade the door should the need arise. Place a barricade as indicated. You search downtown as you find the downtown as you remember it, but find no evidence of a ritual. In fact, the streets and buildings are deserted. Place your investigators as indicated. Ah, we've cobbled it up. The pounding of footsteps breaks the stillness. You turn to see a resident of Innsmouth lurching towards you, calling for help. The skin of his squat body ripples and stretches, the pallor rapidly greying. The man's mouth opens, but the scream never comes. When his gaze fixes on you, he is changed. Place a deep one as indicated. Oh. A hunched woman claws and tears at her skin. When she looks up, you find her wide eyes filled with an unnatural thirst for violence. Place a deep one as indicated. The deep one moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator, then it attacks the investigator in its space with the most items. They haven't set anything up yet. Oh, right, I'm gonna have to replay this and set it up. I wasn't expecting it to go straight into this, so that has caught me out. Obviously, normally what you get is an investigator phase and it just hasn't done it. So bear with me while I set everything up. Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, that took me ages. Oh, bloody hell, it just wouldn't end. Right, and it won't end now either. We've just got to fight it because you cannot save. So I couldn't save it here at the beginning of the fight. We've got 2 deep ones. The first one is the bloke. He's got the little red stand. And then the second one is the woman, which is the green stand. Now, it's the woman with the green stand. As you see, she's got a little sort of thing on the top here. So I'm taking that was the second one. So she's actually going to be the green one. So that's the one that's attacking. The deep one moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Well, it doesn't need to because it's stood right on top of them. Then it attacks the investigator in its space with the most items. Now, funnily enough, I believe spells aren't items. Yep, spells are possessions. So if you actually look at items, which are unique items and common items, both Joe and Harvey have got the same amount. funnily enough. So I'm going to have it attack Joe. So there we go. He's attacking Joe. The monster attacks. The loathsome deep one rushes forward, struggling to clamber up your body. Strength, and we need 2 successes. We've got good strength. We've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Joe. And he's got a success there, and he's going to spend another clue, which puts him down to 2. And he gets 2 successes. If you pass, you hurl the thing aside. And we didn't fail. So we'll continue. The deep one moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Then it attacks the investigator in its space with the lowest strength. Well, that will attack Harvey. So this is the other one. This might be the woman, actually, because it's got that little mark there. Yeah, sorry, this is the woman. It was the bloke one that attacked first. Now, Harvey... Oh, we've got to do the monster attacks first. The creature's webbed fingers grip a heavy chunk of bone-pale coral, which it lifts above its head and swings directly at you. Suffer 2 damage. Strength +1 negates. Well, his strength is 3, so he's going to get 4 dice as well to try and stop 2 damage. Remember, he's still focused. And it's a good job he's focused, because he gets 1 crappy... So he gets 1. He managed to stop 1. He still gets a damage. That damage will be face up, unfortunately. Harvey's going to get killed here, I think. I think Harvey is going to get killed. So let's do that. And his face up damage is... He gets a broken leg along with his broken arm. You are kidding me. You hear your bones break with a sickening crunch. Your leg will not bear even the smallest weight. Keep face up. If you move more than a single space as part of a move action, flip 1 damage face up. Well, he can't move because he's mesmerised anyway, or is it restrained? So, oh, that's a bit of a nightmare. Never mind. Yeah, he's restrained. Oh, he's just been so unlucky as Harvey. Right, we've got to do the horror checks now. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. Well, they've got exactly the same. After all horror checks have been resolved, tap the end phase button to continue. Right. Okay, we've got to resolve the horror attack, so it's like that. Ooh. Right, resolve a horror check. So we've both got to do this. We don't have to do 2 because we're resolving one with the highest. They both got the same. So we just do the same horror check as well. A thick, fishy aroma fills the air as the deep one exhales hideous fumes. So we have got a will, and we've got a will test, and we've got to get 2 successes. So Harvey's will is 4. He'll go first. Try and save something, Harvey. Come on, let's do it. And I think, oh, we had to get rid of focus, didn't we? Yeah, so focused has gone. So he hasn't even got a focus, and this is where I start rolling terribly. He's got no clues, so he has failed. Has he got anything that will allow him to re-roll? No, he doesn't have the lucky rabbit's foot. So things are looking pretty grim for old Harvey. What happens to him? If you fail, the scent makes you nauseous. Flip 2 horror face up. Oh, right. It says become dazed. Oh, he's got a full house. He'd only just got rid of his dazed. Right, we've got to do the 2 face up first. So here's the first one. We know none of these end up doing any good. Suffer 1 additional face down damage for panic. That's the first one. We'll do that in a second. And in fact, we'll do that now because we stop. The reason we stop is that gives him 5 damage. Yep, so we'll do that. That gives him 5 damage. That's the one. As soon as he gets 5 damage, he is wounded, and then we carry on from there. So he's essentially been sort of knocked out. I will have to check what happens now. Happens now, so I cannot finish this episode. Won't be a minute. Right, he becomes wounded. So we get rid of all these. But we do have to get a wounded card. So I shall dig one of those out. And again, these are all the same. So Harvey is wounded, unfortunately. You cannot perform the move action more than once each round. When you have suffered damage equal to your health, you are eliminated. So that's a bit of a downer. Okay, won't be a moment. Sorry, thought so. He's still got his broken arm and broken leg. Isn't that nice? Still got his broken arm and his broken leg. So, because those were face up. So, and he's still got one of these. I think he still carries on with this. So, here's the second one. Weak willed, become mesmerised. Well, he can't become mesmerised because he already is. And then we flip the card face down. That card goes back to face down. So, yeah, already he has got 2 health damage as well as being wounded. If he takes another 3 damage, he is immediately eliminated. Okay, right, so we've done that. He's become dazed. Let's continue. Oh, I should have done it for Joe as well. Right, we'll do it for Joe. It was a will test, wasn't it? 3. Hang on, I'll just go back to... I think we can get back exactly what it was. Let's have a look at the message log. Here it is. Sorry, slight interruption. Nephew came round. Anyway, right, let's get back to it. God, will this ever end? A thick fishy aroma fills the air as the deep one exhales hideous fumes. Right, it's Will. We need 2 right. Off Will, he's got 3. But he does have some clues. Unlike Harvey, but he gets 1. Oh! He's got... Oh, but he does have the lucky rabbit's foot. So we've got 1. Oh, lucky rabbit's foot. Once per round, you may re-roll 1 die. So we're going to do that. Come on. Ah. So we failed as well. Right. We've got flip 2 horror face up. Mind you, these are a doddle, aren't they? If I remember, these are all minor shocks. So we've got minor shock, minor shock. So we get turned round, but he does become dazed. Right, dazed. Seen dazed about 1,000,000 times by now, haven't we? So we cannot spend clues. But you can get rid of it at the start of next turn. Right, close that. Resume. Right, and that's it done now. We've done the horror check. I'll just press this. End the Mythos phase. The longest Mythos phase ever. And we're up to the Investigator phase. One good thing is I have noticed, remember that room when we were doing downtown at the back of Blake's office and we didn't get a chance to go in with the silver key? Well, that hasn't come up. See, it's all black, it's all dark here. So I'm wondering why that hasn't come up. But yeah, to be honest, I don't think we've got the right place anyway, so I think we're in, like, you know, trouble. We just have to kill these deep ones and see what happens. At least we've got tons and tons of weapons. Poor old Harvey, I don't think he'll be able to do much. And he can't even run away because of his broken leg and anything. We can't use the medical textbook because, I don't think anyway. Medical textbook. Oh, we might be able to use it. You're another investigator, may discard one. Oh no, it's only face down damage. So you can use Flesh Ward, but he can only get rid of one. And it'll probably have to be his broken arm. So I'll have to have a think about that. This is horrendous. So, yeah, it's really kicked us in the ghoulies. And, of course, I stopped rolling well this turn. So it ended up horrendously. Anyway, this is going to take ages. So I'm going to stop now. And we're actually going to save. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have a look at our evidence. And I'll show it you if there's anything. But if there isn't, I won't bother. No, let's cancel. You know, there was nothing extra there. So we're stuck with what we've picked. And we've got two horrible deep ones trying to kill us. Okay, so that'll be something to look forward to, won't it? Next episode. Because that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Apologies for the slight balls up there. It wouldn't have made, I didn't get anything wrong, I don't think. I might have done because it got a bit fraught at the end. So there was so much turning over of cards and stuff. If I messed up, I do apologise. Please let me know. I'll try and fix it. But there could be something I've missed there. But yes, that was one long Mythos phase, wasn't it? Okay, right, we're in a pickle. Harvey is already wounded. He's only got 3 health that he can take before he gets killed. And as soon as he gets killed, it's you carry on to the Mythos phase, I think, and then that's it. So Harvey is in a bad way, and Waltz it's dazed as well. Joe, at least he's not trying to move anywhere. He can't use any of his clues, but I'm going to have to roll a hell of a lot better if we are to kill these deep ones. And Joe's pretty much going to have to kill him, I think. So anyway, that's all for next episode. We will do that then. Next episode may be tomorrow. I'm going to have to do it early tomorrow because we've got people staying. And that's why my nephew was round. He's getting married. So if I don't get it all finished tomorrow, then it may be next week in a further episode where I actually get to finish this. So you may have to bear with me. I really did think that we were going to finish the end of this episode, but it just kept going on. So, and then, I can't believe that Mythos phase. I kept thinking, all right, I'll finish now, and then 2 deep ones turn up. What's going on? Anyway, as I say, thanks so much for watching. I do apologise if I made any errors. Please let me know, I'll try and fix them. Thanks for all the subscriptions, thanks for all the views, thanks for all the help and support. And thank you for all the likes and dislikes and all the rest of it. You're an absolute bunch of stars, thank you. Thanks to anybody who's been to Board Game Links to upvote the site, and thank you to everybody who's gone to BGG to like the threads, like the videos, or make a comment there. Thank you so much. Once again, apologies for the rather fraught nature of this episode. Everything was going fine until we got to this extra day that I wasn't expecting. Okie dokie, right. So, that is the end of episode 14. Next up will be episode 15. I hope you join me then for Mansions of Madness 2nd edition and Rising Tide. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.